going to talk a little bit about how you're taking care of your teeth at home. But before we start, I have a few questions.
Okay.
So I've noticed that in your family history, diabetes runs in your family.
Yes, yeah.
And oral cancer does as well.
Yes.
And you do have a bump on your tongue.
Yes. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble, but it recently just showed up.
Oh, recently?
Yes.
Okay, so how about we watch that for 2 weeks, and if it's still there, give us a call,
Okay.
and we can do a biopsy of that.
Okay.
And I would recommend, since you had some hypertension today, that you go see your primary physician just to make sure that you're all good, okay? So I have a few questions about how you're brushing your teeth at home. How many times a day do you brush?
About once. Once a day.
And when is that?
In the mornings.
We would recommend, of course, 2 times a day for 2 minutes. And the reason why we want you to brush before bed is because all that food that you've eaten throughout the day gets stuck on your teeth,
Mhm.
and then it will just lay there all throughout the night. And that is plaque that's on your teeth, the food and saliva mixture, and that can actually turn into calculus, which is the hard substance that you can't brush away. And that's what we clean off when you get your teeth cleaned. And the calculus can go deeper into your gums, and that can cause gingivitis, which can cause some gum bleeding, redness,
Yeah.
and gingivitis, if not taken care of, can turn into periodontal disease. And that is where the bone that's supporting all of your teeth, the bone starts to travel down. So it could eventually lead to tooth loss and mobility in your teeth. So it's very important to take care of that. And all this bacteria in your mouth, since you are swallowing that bacteria, it can worsen things like diabetes.
Okay.
So with your family history, we want to make sure that we're staying on top of that. So what kind of toothbrush are you using at home?
It's a manual, and I think it's like a medium bristle.
Okay, we would recommend using a soft bristle toothbrush because medium can be a little abrasive,
Okay.
and if you're scrubbing too hard, that can actually lead to your gums bleeding.
Okay, yeah, I have a little bit of trouble whenever I brush.
You do?
My gums bleed, yeah.
Switching to a soft or maybe even an extra soft will help with that.
Okay.
And I'll have you show me actually with my tooth model how you're brushing, just
Okay.
how you do it.
So usually I just kind of go like this.
Okay, I'll show you how we recommend you do it.
Okay.
So instead of scrubbing, since we do have some sensitive tissue here, you want to be gentle.
Okay.
And I would recommend starting in the back and doing this 45-degree angle towards your gums so that we can loosen that plaque and bacteria, and making your way all around. And when you get to the backs of your teeth, for areas right here where you can't really reach like this, see that's not actually touching the tooth,
Mhm.
we recommend that you hold it up and down
Okay.
and get each individual tooth that way. And the same with the bottom here.
Okay.
And how about floss? Do you use floss?
No.
Alright, well, we would recommend that you floss. We can have you start, maybe pick 3 days out of the week. That can be more manageable, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And once you get that habit, maybe you'll even grow fond of it and want to get things out of your teeth, and it can build up to every day.
Okay.
That's what we would recommend. And I'll have you hold this,
Okay.
and I'll show you how we would floss. So this is what we do. We wrap it around our middle finger just so we can have more control with these fingers.
Mhm.
And what you'll do is you'll very gently seesaw that floss in between the contact and make a C
Okay.
on each tooth. And
Okay.
you'll do that for all over the mouth.
Okay.
And what about mouthwash? Do you use mouthwash?
Yes, I have one that's like, it burns whenever I use it. I think it's phenol.
It has phenol in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can cause a burning sensation, and that's because of the alcohol ingredient that's in there.
Okay.
So you can use a mouthwash that doesn't have any alcohol, and it can be just as good.
Okay, yeah, I use it pretty much throughout the day, like just all the time.
You don't have to do that. You can do it maybe after you brush your teeth in the morning, or maybe at night if you want that fresh breath feeling.
Okay.
Or chew gum that has xylitol in it,
Okay.
and sugar-free gum as well.
Okay.
Okay, And do you brush your tongue?
Not really. Maybe sometimes, but I don't know. Sometimes I just skip it.
Okay, I'll show you how we would brush our tongue.
Okay.
So the tongue would be here, and what you would do is you go to the back and come forward, gently forward.
Okay.
And if you have some buildup that's on your toothbrush, you can get that off and keep repeating until it is clean.
Okay.
If you kind of scrub around like this, you're just moving around that bacteria, and it can also cause some damage to your taste buds.
Okay.
So being gentle is the key.
Alright.
So I've noticed that you said you do smoke. Would you be interested in talking about stopping that?
Not today. Maybe next time.
Okay, we can talk about that next time.
Okay.